Everybody, welcome back to Sonic Unleashed Part 4, and in this cutscene we find that Professor Pickle has a potty mouth. But let's go back to the discussion we were having, where Stephen and Stefan were having their age-old battle of Stefan likes something and Stephen hates it. Let's go.
Oh, my favorite.
Wait.
You two are the fucking just opposite sides of the same coin. You realize that, don't you?
Well, and yes, and the rest of FTCR sort of falls somewhere in the middle. Stefan likes everything, I hate everything, but like...
I don't like everything. I just
well,
like a
here's
lot
the-
of stuff that
here's
you
the
don't.
thing.
Stefan, but those are the roles we play.
Yeah, you like Pokemon Let's Go, you fucking monster.
Yes, Steven.
What?
Yeah, Steven.
I'm
Again,
staring at Tails' butt. I'm getting
Chris, I'm
lit.
deeply offended you didn't just steal my Professor Pickle where I just put a fucking annoyingly loud beeping sound effect of everything he said.
If only.
Stefan, what were you talking about? Because I need to tell you why you're wrong.
I was talking about how I thought that Unleashed it overall feels like a more satisfying experience of a game whenever I played it, in comparison to something like Colors.
It's weird though because when I what's the weird game where you're like this
What's
dude?
the woman?
You're this dude in robes and you're in the desert. What's it called?
Journey?
Journey.
Leisure Suit Larry?
Journey is not a cool game, it's a cool experience. And that company also makes different games that are a nice experience, but it's not a great game. And I feel like Unleashed... Oh my god, Chris. I feel like Unleashed is a better experience than it is as a cool game. Because a game... I'm not going to go into all the reasons what makes a game good. Oh my god, Chris, I hate you.
It depends what you come to a game for. Like, if you come, like, I want pure gameplay, Colors is probably the better way to go. But if you want to see something, like, more technically interesting and something that is trying to be more ambitious with a story, whether it succeeds or fails, like, Unleashed is probably more up your alley,
But you can do both.
You can
and
do
I don't
both, but, like, between Unleashed and Colors.
And it also has to do with something like, say, for me personally, I just think both day and night stages, gameplay wise, I think is more fun than the Colors gameplay, just because I feel it's a bit too.
And I enjoy the way Sonic feels in Unleashed more than the way he feels in Colors. For
Yeah.
For me, I always felt that in terms of, I like the fact that in Unleashed, or specifically from the start of the Wii version, I like that in Unleashed, if say you want to drift in colors, certain of Sonic's skills are limited to set pieces in colors. I would prefer if you could just drift whenever the fuck you wanted. I will say though, I think if you took Sonic as he is in Unleashed and put him into Colors, if we ignore the fact that Colors was built with a double jump in mind, I don't think it would be. I think it'd be harder to control this Sonic in Colors. I think they did slightly refine his control in
I
Colors.
will say that the Generations has the best drifting in it.
Yes, Generations.
Generations has the best. Yeah, has the best boost Sonic of them all.
But I think like dropping this Sonic into Colors doesn't really make sense though, because like that game was built for the way Sonic feels in that game.
Yeah, it's the same reason.
Like just against each other, I like the way Sonic feels more here, but like I wouldn't enjoy this Sonic in Colors.
To me, it's like he always just feels. I mean, as Juven pointed out, like he just feels so
do
fucking.
that, Chris.
I want to.
He just feels so fucking stiff in this game. Like Sonic, if they walk,
yeah,
even in the hub worlds, I find that just walking around, like, and obviously this game came out before Colors and Gens, and obviously you want your games to improve as they go on. So I'm not exactly holding points away from that, but I would happily take either of the other two to be dumped into this game.
I should qualify my statement then maybe.
Qualify?
At top speed. Yes, at top speed, I like the way Sonic feels more in this game, and if you go to a standstill and try to walk around, I definitely prefer the way Colors feels there, but you don't do that often. Oh, anyway, I got a shot.
I mean, like in terms of Colors, I think if you could probably count on one hand the amount of times you can go at a full boost for longer than 5 seconds.
Yeah.
In Colors, so I mean, I get your point there. I just think that if you want, as you said earlier, if you want boosting or going really fast, Sonic just doesn't control great
Yeah.
in this game.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Colors is probably from a critical perspective, particularly. Colors is definitely a better game, but I just like Unleashed more. It just resonates with me more.
No, I get that. Again, I think
Yeah.
as to kind of side with Stefan, it's like this feels.
Oh no!
Fuck is the matter with you, Christopher? At least obviously there is a more hashtag epic feel to this game.
Hell
You're
yeah.
fine.
In terms of the scale and the story and although really if you think about it in colors, Sonic is saving a bunch of planets, but whatever.
It's Ratatouille guy.
Think of it like this. I think overall, if I were to say gameplay wise, Generations might be my favorite. But I think ultimately it's because because since this game has more this game has more levels, it's longer, and it has a more a better aesthetic feel with all the worlds. While in Generations, it's literally just a flat 2D platform where you could go and select your levels.
I will, in terms of that, Stefan, I will say on a visual level, obviously this is still the best looking game, hashtag Unleashed art. However, I will say I feel there's something slightly lost in the fact that all of these levels, they're so kind of realistic, and aside from a few things here and there, there's nothing too wacky. But I feel like, especially if you look at Sonic the Hedgehog levels, there should be this level of absurdity of abstract level design.
Yes.
That is it's missing in Unleashed. Which again, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, because Unleashed is going for a specific style and it works for this game and it's fine. But I like my level. I like my Sonic levels to have a giant fucking cheeseburger in the background.
Yes.
I like my Sonic levels to be just fucking crazy.
I didn't know I signed up for a great Sonic debate tonight. Damn. All right, David, who wins? Me? Okay, thanks. Yes, Skydeck's pretty good.
It's just weird when '06 fails for a good reason, because it's you're taking something that's silly and you're making it serious. And you shouldn't do that ever. And that's why I feel weird about the new Pokemon movie. That's right, I said it.
Oh.
And to be fair, I don't think Unleashed is going super serious. I think it has a good balance between what if Sonic was in the quote... This is the closest to what would Sonic be in the quote-unquote real world. Everyone else is kind of cartoony. And it's not really they're being... It's not like it's a dark and serious story. They're just taking their narrative seriously.
It's not dark or serious, except at nighttime.
Well, it's weird because I think there is a kind of mild tone issue in the game, because if you look at something like Eggman, he's in. I think the first half of the game, it starts off pretty serious, and then it kind of gets goofy the more you play, and then especially when you get to the cutscene about Chip's memory, and everything from there to around the final battle starts getting progressively kind of more serious, and
I remember everything now.
Yes, and
my people.
I don't like that.
And humor starts going on, especially when you get to Dark Gaia's reveal, where it's done green, but his face is bleeding as he's rising out of the lava.
Yeah.
The ending gets very grimdark. And then of course, but it ends with Eggman comically trying to kick his robot as he runs off into the sunset. There's weird tonal shifts in this game.
Everyone in this cutscene sounds white, by the way. Just want to say.
Again, as I said earlier, in terms of the sound design,
Who are you?
They could have gone for actual accents, but everyone just sounds like a white guy no matter where you are.
Well, let's see. Maybe they were trying to make racist, but in a way they just made themselves seem sillier.
Well, it's weird because at that point, is it racist? Is it racist to ignore the accent, or to have everyone in the world, or to have everyone in the world sound like a white guy? So, Chris, are you gonna have him say "sus" every time he's on screen?
Look, and this is what Gareth was talking about earlier. Eggman should know he's alive, because we saw him earlier fighting Eggman.
I'm not gonna tell you bye.
What?
Is everyone here all right?
No, we all sound white. Why
Okay,
not try
thank you
the
God for
idiots
helping
like-
us out.
We're not alright. We don't have access to basic medicine.
Oh,
Jesus
no.
Christ. That's fucked up, movies.
Wait,
Pull
how
out,
is
pull
it
out.
fucked up to talk about how the world is fucked up?
It's the truth.
You don't know what the medical situation in Missouri is like.
Yeah, I hear the Vikings are great there.
Sonic, you scared the little girl.
Won't be the last time either.
I see. Sonic's allowed to reference the real world, but I'm not. Okay.
Oh, that Eggman fella. Wallop him, why won't you?
I've been here for 2 seconds. I don't know who you are or who your grandfather is. Leave me alone.
I'm sorry, you're not from our world, right? Izuka told me so.
Go back to Sonic's world, you arrogant fuck.
Capitalize Sonic's world, please.
Again, why? So, what was that? What was that world called before he was born, and what would it be called after he's dead?
It's
Would it be called Sonic's world.
It's called
Yeah,
apostrophe S world.
The world with humans in it in SA2 had like a geographical world map of the Earth. When you look at the Earth from the Ark, it's literal Earth. And
Yeah.
when you look at it from Unleashed, it's just a weird made up place.
Which I think makes more. I like this, although it is. Even if you go by the Japanese canon, because the Mega Drive games all took place on Earth.
Yeah.
So it really nothing about this fucking franchise makes any sense.
Hell yeah.
I don't like it.
It's almost like none of them actually care.
I
The
care.
fans care more, which means that it's time to stop.
We need to have an intervention for David and just tell him he's wasted his life.
It's time to hire 3D fan gamers to make the next 3D Sonic. What are you doing, Sega?
Gareth, what is your opinion of telling someone they've wasted their life when they made a 50,000 word essay on?
I think the fact that they made a 50,000 word essay is proof they've wasted their life.
Yeah, but they don't see that.
Well,
We have
that's
to help them.
sometimes people can't see what's exactly in front of their faces, so we gotta sit David down and buy him new glasses.
A 50,000
Well,
essay
I-
on what?
On
Big
20
Cat?
years 20 years later.
Oh, right, I remember. Yep, about Pender's story.
At some point in this LP, we will drag David in, so we can
Explain
give him his intervention live on an LP.
Ah!
This level's fun. This level's a lot of fun to play.
Can't wait to fuck it
I
up.
I love all the name, like the descriptive names for each of the levels. Like, it isn't just Apatos Day, Missouri Day. Like, this is Savannah Citadel.
Yep. And in this, yes.
Timbuktu. This
Yes,
place is
it
based
is.
on Timbuktu, the giant mud mountains. Mud mountains.
Yep.
Mud structures.
The Mud
And-
Mountains of Missouri.
I like mud.
The only live instruments in this track is the electric bass, electric guitar, and the bamboo flute. Everything else is fake.
Excuse
Thanks.
me.
It is a really sexy
Mud
flute.
mountains over here.
This is a really. So many people thought this was a remix of like, some
Yeah,
random
yeah.
of the credit track, I think, from the Sonic 1 Game Gear game.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Apparently in
no.
2008, people were just trying to place music all over the place.
I swear to God, he's whistling an Angel Island theme.
Dreams of an Absolution is totally Green Hill Zone.
That one fucking counts, dude.
You know, it's funny because Bentley Jones after he's like, you know what, I didn't do it on purpose, but it fits, doesn't it? It kind of fits.
Bentley Jones
Like,
Adventure.
shut.
That's a nice way to backpedal out of it.
I know, right? I mean, I wasn't trying to steal your copyrighted music, Sega. No, it was an accident. Gracie Mesa Metal retake.
Alright, we're going back.
Thank you, Lee Brotherton.
If that
Oh
is his
yeah, I
real
forgot
name.
that was his name. I always forget which one is the real name.
I don't
I'm
even know
gonna
which
assume
one's
it's
the
Lee
real
Brotherton.
name anymore.
Jason Griffith.
That's the way he likes
Jason
it.
Griffin. You missed another medal, Christopher. What are you playing it?
It's gonna give
Leave-
us some reason to come back in the later parts of the LP.
That's some good camera work.
I like all the robot polywhirls in this game.
Yeah, the fire party wall.
And
I
there's
like
the ice
floating
one.
vinyl records.
So, Steven, how many times have you played this level, and how many times has it made you cry? Because it's amazing.
Yes.
So I thought,
43
good
and
answer.
42.
You know.
One of the, I think it's not, I don't think it's a DLC stage, but it's one of the extra acts where it's basically you have to go through a little like section. Like I think it's in a minute you have to go through 3 laps, and they want you to drift over it, but it's like impossible. Like I can never get the drifting to work, so I just like walk through and I just barely get through it on time.
I want to revisit Gareth's question about me, or he's asking me what I feel about this level, and what I feel about this entire Let's Play is, I offered to record this, and I would have taken it seriously, Chris. I would have. I would have taken this game super serious. Super serial, guys!
Because Chris, how could you again? This game is #artist Steven. How could you disrespect him this way, Chris?
I was just respecting his commitment to Escape from Unova and the editing.
Escape from Unova?
Escape from Unova.
You know, with Snake Plissken.
Help! Pokemon has us captured. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Chris, I've escaped from it 3 times now. I keep going back.
Why do you keep going back? That's on you, Steven. You keep fucking going back there, you idiot.
Stockholm.
It's got Pokemans. I like the Pokemon.
It's funny, Gareth. You and I have been to Unova 3 times now, and not once did we realize that Pokemon were there.
I know. We should go back and murder him.
Yeah, that.
My cup is empty.
I have a question for you, Gareth.
Go.
You've spoken to Jason Griffith no less than twice. Have you ever asked him about the shadow stuff for this game?
Wow, Gareth, you didn't.
Oh, good
You
question.
never did.
No, I did. Because I think the first time
You
the
wouldn't
first time we
remember
spoke
anyway.
to him was before that came out. I did ask him if he recorded. There was that rumor that in the Shadow game, originally there was like harsher language, and I asked him if he remembered recording that, and he said he did not remember saying "piss" as Sonic the Hedgehog. But that doesn't mean it didn't happen. But you know what? We should get him on another charity. I'm sure at this point in time, Jason probably doesn't fucking remember what Game Unleashed was. He's like, yeah, I did shout on that one, didn't I? Yeah, sure. I think so. Leave me alone. I always love for some reason the camera work and the music in this cutscene makes it look like a fucking James Bond movie. And I don't know why, but I really love the fucking music in this cutscene.
It breaks the 180 rule, but yeah, it's good. You have Sonic running in one direction, and the other is like, which way is he going? Cut it out.
I'm scared. I'm confused. Yeah, I like how we asked the fastest thing on the planet. How'd you get here so quickly? It's good. It's good work. I think we forgot to mention, but of course, in the intro, in his cockpit, he does have a Dreamcast and a copy of Super Eggman Adventure.
Super Robotnik Adventure.
I know it's just the SA1 cover, but with an Eggman render on it, not Sonic.
Get me down! I'm gonna have a seizure.
I'm afraid of heights. So Chris, you've gone on record before saying that this is your favorite boss fight in any video game ever. Please defend your position.
Look at him collect these medals. He obviously knows it in and out. What was that?
Chris, defend yourself.
Keeps getting hit.
Chris, say something.
Oh, he's not. He's muted because someone is at his door.
What the fuck? Okay, so I guess it's us right now, lads.
Hello, I'm MykonosFan. I love this level because I am also a giant robotic beetle. Hello.
I think this is an interesting boss. First and last time we'll ever see Sonic fighting someone in a tree.
Treetop zone.
Is this technically the first time we can see Eggman and fighting him in this game? I mean, we hear him earlier in the
Yes, we hear him in the giant cauldron. But yeah, this is the first boss fight against Eggman where we visibly see him on the screen.
And in the HD version, for the next 2 bosses, they aren't Eggman. They're the robots.
They are SA55 or SAS. Love that guy.
Proto-Orbot.
Proto-Orbot. So here's a question in terms of
well,
Sonic boss fights.
You say Sass, but I thought people called him Ergo.
No, like his fan name is Urgo, but his official name is SI-55, which is just SAS.
Okay.
So here's a question for you guys: for Sonic boss fights, do you prefer them like this, where you're constantly running after the enemy, or do you prefer it where it's more stationary?
So, do I like Sonic Rush?
Yeah, well, I guess for 3D fights, do you prefer them like say this or like Egg Dragoon in Generations?
I was thinking of Sonic Advance.
Oh.
And
but yeah, what do you-
was it Sonic and Knuckles had one boss where you're running?
Yes, the Mushroom Hill fight. But so, do you guys typically prefer chasing boss fights, or kind of just more stationary ones? I think I personally prefer the stationary ones.
Here's the thing, though, is that when that question, it's all about what it is you're doing in the level, and I feel like what we're doing right here works. I feel like as long as your boss fight is fun, I don't care if it's stationary or running, as long as it's fun.
I feel that with the running boss fight, at some point you're kind of. I mean, I know what I'm about to say is it true of literally every single boss fight ever, but it's the running ones. I feel they find they're a bit more limited to just dodge his attack and then hit him back. Which yes, I know stationary ones do that as well.
Yeah.
But it just seems like if you constantly have to be on this path, it somewhat limits like the kind of attack strategies that you can do, versus if you're on a kind of flat playing field, it's kind of limited to what the boss can do, if that makes sense.
I don't know, when you talk about attack strategies, though, I mean, all bosses only have, in Sonic games traditionally, only have one way to hurt them, so...
I think in later games they started adding different ways to attack. Like again, I think to go back to the Egg Dragoon in Generations, I think that has a fair few amount of ways to hurt your feelings.
Hurt your feels?
I would say this track, guy,
nice.
it's
I like
only it's only in this one cutscene, but in the Wii version, it's the Gaia Gate theme, and
Yeah.
it's fucking beautiful.
It's a nice,
fucking love
it's a
this
nice
track.
track. And it's underused in the HD version.
Another reason why the Wii version is better. I'm just gonna say it. I said it.
You mean the Wii version with their static picture hub worlds?
You know what? I know on a visual level, I like the hub boards, but in the Wii version, you get the fucking levels quicker. You don't have to fucking faff about in hub boards. You can just go to levels.
Well,
and
no,
play them,
you have to talk with the people. You still have to click on
You
the
have to talk.
JPEGs
You have to
and
talk
talk
with them. Stuff fine, but you can just spam A to get through every single mandatory hubble section in about 20 seconds.
Yeah, but you don't actually have to
And
talk
for
with.
that-
You only have. There's like 2 or 3 times where you have to talk with people in the hub worlds.
Yes, but Stefan, the first time you're playing it, you aren't going to know who to speak with, so you end up speaking to fucking everyone and wasting 20 minutes. In the Wii version, if you just want to play the game, the Wii version lets you get to levels quicker on your first time round. Yes, in terms of building a world and a kind of a player experience, yes, the full-fledged hub worlds in the HD version offer a greater experience. I will grant you that. But sometimes I just want to fucking play levels and I don't give a shit about speaking to little Timmy talking about his fucking lost grandfather. I just don't care.
Or as Stefan knows,
like the Emerald was dead. The Emerald's alive again.
Yay, let's do this 6 more times. It's weird though, the first Emerald, it really gets a big impact on being brought back to life, and we even get like a full-fledged cutscene about it. But then all the other ones are kind of like, yeah, we did it.
I think in terms of a narrative structure of a story, that kind of makes sense.
It kind of does. But in terms of a narrative, like say if we were watching an hour-and-a-half movie, we wouldn't have several emeralds building the planet back together. So
True, or unless there's some kind of like montage where he just got through a bunch of them in the middle.
And if I were to complete Sonic Unleashed the movie, that's what I would have done. But I never completed it. So
I think that the writers and directors of Infinity War said that were the Infinity Gauntlet an original creation, there would not be 6 stones. There would be far less stones because it makes it on a narrative level better for a movie.
yeah, but I mean, that's true with any book to movie.
I always thought like Sonic's Griffith's delivery of sweet it's odd. It's very odd sounding. Like I've never heard anyone say sweet and draw it out for that long. Sweet.
Hey, Jason Griffith. So in this part, the entire piece of a planet has been returned to its original orbit. Sweet. That's not what we were going for, but let's go with that.
It's a planet-sized
Fucking A!
jigsaw piece. Whoa!
This isn't my world anyway. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, Sonic. Let's jump through the portal and go back to our planet. Fuck these bitches. You know what annoys me, and this is a really dumb thing to complain about, but the ring, sun, and moon medal are not rotating in sync, and it aggravates the fuck out of me. Go away, boss. I don't know why you're here for. Fuck off. Go away. I want to go back to
The
complaining
only
about.
boss that we don't have to defeat. It's okay.
We
don't
defeat
have
him in spirit. Oh, you give him a gift.
Look at him! Look at him fucking go! Look at him fucking go badly. I don't like it. I don't like it. Steven, kill it.
to- Wait. I want to see. I want to watch. I want to watch him buy all the meat. Because here's a funny thing about Sonic: if he eats meat, oh, that's so funny. Because he lives in a world full of animals, and I love it.
Well, what was it? What was it? That thing that you mentioned before? How there was something about Sonic's friend
What,
Chirps
how
the
in-
chicken.
How in Sad AM when Sonic orders chili dogs from a pig? I love that episode.
Yeah, no, in there's an English book called Stay Sonic, and it mentions that Tails' favorite food is fried chicken,
Yeah,
which
we
upsets
talked about this
Sonic.
so many times.
But Stefan brought it up, so I'll say it again. And Sonic gets annoyed that Tails' favorite food is fried chicken because he fears he may one day end up eating their friend's Chirps the chicken.
Do they have a pig friend?
Porky Lewis,
Hey, Sonic's gonna eat him.
who was a literal main character in a Sonic comic.
Oh
Before
no,
he gets-
Chris!
be-
What are you
before-
doing?
Before he gets trapped on the little planet
What?
with a army of Metal Sonics and has a nervous breakdown.
I guess we just skipped that.
Well, good.
I'm glad Chris isn't here to defend himself, but I'm gonna say it right now just so he has to listen back to it when he edits this footage. Steven, I wish you had recorded this game.
I'm just saying. Oh shit!
why
Now I
did we do
have to
that?
record it from here on. Damn it!
Oh fuck! Get to work, Steven.
You got a Scorcher dog.
Could you imagine fucking flying over to Africa and being in this like one like village tribe, and there's just a fucking
Gareth.
like hot dog vendor in the background?
What came out first, Unleashed or Black Knight?
Unleashed came out first. Black Knight came out like a few
was the
months
first one
afterwards.
to reference in the games that Sonic likes chili dogs, not Black Knight.
Yep.
Yeah, technically, kind of the Japanese, in terms of in the game, yes, the Japanese website for Sonic Advance 3 listed chili dogs as his favorite food. No,
Okay,
Black Knight
but
is
that's a website.
Black Knight is the first game where
How
you
do
see
you know
him eat
that?
one.
Oh my, you have a child. How do you know that specific thing about a website about a game? And you have.
How do you think I got a child with my
procreated.
math with
You
my math? Yes, we recall replicating. Every time I want to get in the mood, I just tell Carrie really obscure, pointless Sonic facts until she has sex with me to shut me up. That's how I do it, Stephen.
It sounds like
Well,
what
like,
David
hey,
does.
I'd be like, hey, Carrie, did you know that in the American manual for Sonic CD, they incorrectly list Amy Rose
As
as
Sally
being
Acorn.
Princess Sally because of the Saturday morning cartoon? And then she'll literally just rip off her clothes and jump in the bed to shut me up. And so you should try it sometime, Steven. Sonic facts are a wonder for getting laid. Exactly, so let's have sex.